I was born in Detroit, and a big event happened in my hometown just last week on Thursday. There was a concert with Diana Ross and Jack White, Eminem, and some other Detroiters, and it marked the official reopening of the Michigan Central Station, the once grand train station that hadn't seen a train for over 30 years and had fallen into disuse and disrepair. Practically every single window was busted. It was a real eyesore and a symbol of urban decay and kind of the decline of Detroit as a great American city. But the Ford Motor Company bought the building and has spent several hundreds of millions of dollars to bring it back to its former glory, and is repurposing it as a research facility for things like autonomous vehicles and other kind of innovations in transportation of various kinds. Now, the Michigan Central Station, the train station, was built in 1913 by the same architects that designed the Grand Central Station in New York City. But the goal in Detroit was to make it even more elaborate and even more grand and lavish. And the architects chose the theme of Roman baths as the theme for the interior lobby of the train station. So there was marble everywhere, and it was gorgeous. I used to visit there a lot. My very first job at age 14, when I got my working papers, was a job in downtown Detroit, and I used to go over to the train station fairly frequently just to hang out. It was still a busy train station in the 60s, and I could see all sorts of comings and goings, and I could imagine my parents shipping out as soldiers for World War II just like 20 years or so earlier. And then when it was my turn to go away, when I went away to college, I took the train from Michigan Central Station to Boston. So anyway, now the building is back in the context of this new innovation center for future transportation systems and such. And the neighborhood is revitalized, and I managed to watch it on an internet feed last Thursday. It was just really fun. So I started this song, or wrote the song really 6 years ago when this whole renovation project started. And I can do it tonight with very few changes, except maybe a couple of future tenses are now present tense. In Detroit, like ancient Rome, marble pillars inside a public palace, an office tower 18 stories high. The 20th century picked up steam, the common good a common dream, and fortune seemed bright ahead, but the fates unspooled their thread. The last train, 1988, it left the station for a different day. 3 generations of us, we let it go to scrap and rust. Legend says a station space has people's stories and stories of places. The common knowledge it retains of what depended on those trains. At the Michigan Central Station, the grandest in creation, where we get on board at Michigan Central Station, Detroit to the nation. You'd get on board to Chicago, Toledo, Windsor, or Mackinaw. It's the Michigan Central Station, the grandest in the nation. And we get on board. Vaudeville stars, vacationers, businessmen, and kids on dates. Some were scared, some excited, some were strangers at our gates. Imagine that you've just arrived and passed through immigration, and your first step in the USA's Michigan Central Station. It was Michigan Central Station, the grandest in creation, where you could get on board at Michigan Central Station, Detroit to the nation. You could get on board to Chicago, Toledo, Windsor, and Mackinaw. It's the Michigan Central Station, the grandest in the nation. And we get on board. GI's off to World War II, the greatest generation. They sent their kids to college too, from Michigan Central Station. She's been restored by Mr. Ford's engineers for transportation. Bound for glory, back on track, Michigan Central Station. In Detroit, like ancient Rome, marble pillars inside a public palace, an office tower 18 stories high. Buildings built like ancient Rome are glorious as ruins. But in our dreams was a station dear to our destinies and doings. It was Michigan Central Station. She's bound for restoration. You can get on board at Michigan Central Station, Detroit's innovation. Come and get on board. Beauty and mobility in Detroit that strikes a chord. At the Michigan Central Station, a brand new iteration. You can get on board.
Great song, Jim.
Nice, Jim.
That is so cool.
Yep.
Thank you. I wish I could have been there for that opening, but they are giving tours all summer, and when I get back to Michigan for a quick trip in just a few weeks, actually, I hope I can wangle a tour.